Greetings interwebs, it's Jackie K, and welcome for another edition of Pokémon XG, Next Gen. Before we dive into things, there's a lot I want to talk about, but first of all, I decided to swap in some Shadow Pokemon, so we can start playing around with some of the new Pokemon that the game offers at this point of the adventure. How I'm going to handle the fact that my Purified team is going to get under-leveled if I keep rotating Shadow Pokemon? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess. I do have a whole PC stuffed with rare candies. That might do the trick. But I am trying to be as conservative with them as I can. Just because I know the longer I wait, the more effective they'll be. But there is a point that there's not too much left of a game to play, at least if I'm only going by the main adventure. I don't even remember if this is from the original or not. Like, I know the emails are, but the whole butcher with the title there. This is my first email. I'm sorry I sent an empty email by mistake. I apologize for misspellings and I'm embarrassed by these mistakes and... Gotta love the callback to Coliseum. I don't even recall if Gone actually gives you anything if you backtrack all the way this time, because we already got the Master Ball. And speaking of a lot of things at once, I did kind of forget about the whole factor of... I did forget about this whole area. Like, I knew it was coming eventually, but I didn't think it was coming so soon. I thought we had like 1 or 2 more floors to go through before we started getting deep into the lava. What was that TM? TNL2, Fire Blast. Ah, I see. I mean, it would be a boost up from what we already have with Flame Chop's abilities, but Heat Wave actually is a 2-range hit. Was Heat Wave a TM I thought, or is it something that Houndoom knew by default? Because, that would be a big factor of if I want to cycle between the two or not. And even then, I've always been more comfortable with slightly less powerful but more accurate moves. If this playthrough wasn't enough indication of that in of itself. I mean, we already got Overheat. And I'd rather deal with that side effect rather than Fire Blast. Out of curiosity's sake, how much stronger is it than Fire Blast? 130 for Overheat, 110. Yeah, I mean, even though there's perks to this over Overheat, this is stronger, and it's more accurate. And best of all, if I really need a special attack boost, I can always off-balance it with Nasty Plot. The gesture is nice, though. It's been a while since I last played the game, and I definitely recall us not getting to this room in particular until a bit later. It is an iconic room, like, I always remember it from my other playthroughs of Pokémon XD. For some reason, I just thought that... I guess I just underestimated, or should I say overestimated, how big this area is in general. So I remember this place being a huge gauntlet, but if we're already here, then I say we're about halfway through, because from what I recall, they throw the next few bosses relatively close together, and then you're like in the final stretch. And I know it's the same as the original game, but I kinda was hoping that someday I do a lava block pushing puzzle with a little more pizzazz than what we got here. Because this seems like a cool concept, blocking off lava with literally stopping the flow and all. But that's it, I just push it in, and that's the so-called puzzle. Definitely something that feels like it has more of a... I don't know why I was going to say more bark than bite. I don't think that's a correct use of that saying. It works, but just barely. More importantly, 4 white herbs. You know, I never did think of a good signature item for Houndoom. And minus the fact that these are consumable, that's not a bad idea. Wasn't there Now you think about it though, wasn't there a shop or something that I could pick up white herbs at? Or was that some other similar item? Either way, I only have 4, otherwise I would just plop them on the flame chop right away and go to ham with overheat. But because I have a limit, I do want to be a little more cautious with it. Well, that's fine. I want to jump into a battle. Anyways, because I do got a lot to say, but never really a good angle to say it from. I was going to say Shadow Charizard already, but no, we already caught Shadow Charizard. Even though I have used a Shadow Pokemon here already, I think this is the first time I'm like pulling out Shadow Pokemon this soon before it's had any time to purify in the chamber. Maybe I should have waited until at least got enough bars down to actually start stockpiling on the experience. I guess I was just too eager to Earthquake things. Goes to show how much that worked in my favor. But yeah, I don't think it'll show. But I am recording this a bit later than usual. I don't know, it's a Saturday, so typically on average, oh, really, this is the game that you're gonna play. Flying type Earthquake combo. And of course both of you have it. Yes, I know the irony. I'm not quite in the mood for it. Meanwhile, here, we already have all our options to work with. This Shelley's... I thought Shadow Storm attacked 2 targets. It wasn't that powerful and was fairly inaccurate, so I thought it worked on double battles would even that out. Shelly Aurora has used the whip of a vicious tornado. Well, I guess maybe it'll confuse like Earth or like Hurricane does. That's the only reason I can justify that 75% accurate. But also there's like not Tailwind to play around with. There's a lot to work with. Well, at least I can take care of one of the Earthquakers right here and now. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm recording this a bit later than usual. So late that I really should just wait until tomorrow. But it's a Saturday, I didn't even bother to stream this weekend. So I really felt the urge to do something. Because I rely on using Saturdays as a streaming or recording session, so it didn't feel quite right not to do one or the other. Plus, I was actually catching up with the editing. Again, I'm not too worried about not streaming every week. In a lot of sense, I think I'm going to start streamlining streaming out. Because I think I'm going to be... I'm not sure if I should talk about it now, because by the time this actually gets uploaded, I could change my mind and be outdated already, but I am kind of on the fence on doing multiple playthroughs in one sitting. I think like once Lost Age Randomizer finishes going up, I'm going to be sticking just to Pokémon XG until I get it done. And overall, let me pick my Pokemon first. Overall, I kind of want to give him... I don't think I want to stop doing playthroughs like this altogether, but I do want to kind of put them on the back burner to give myself more time for more bigger projects. Even if I just go from like... I kind of feel the transition already happening with how much more editing I've been putting into XG and Lost Age Randomizer. And I'm kind of tempted to take that up another notch, even if it means I can't upload as frequently. There we go, there's the confusion side effect that semi-justifies the inaccurate of that move. If I ever do narrow down... I'll probably talk more about it in Gaming Show once I narrow down exactly what I want to do, but don't be surprised if I do a little less of this. Because there's finishing up Dungeon I still gotta do. And I want to leave myself more time for video essays and maybe actually finally get into... Maybe I am a little too tired to talk about all this, because I feel a little uncomfortable sort of quote-unquote revealing me doing less playthroughs and commentaries, but I'm also not... It's a little up in the air, but I think I'm becoming more and more confident with the idea to actually talk more about it. If it wasn't for the fact that I have yet to actually record Golden Sun Dark Dawn in any shape or form, I feel a lot more confident saying that I'd be completely done streaming playthroughs. Not that I would stop streaming altogether, but kind of conjugate it to more one-off things, like doing a stream for doing a stream to hunt a shiny Pokemon or something like that. It's awfully convenient that they just put a healing machine here. I don't know. I guess for now, take whatever I'm saying about my plans with upload scheduling with a grain of salt. And once I feel more confident about it, you'll hear about it in a gaming show or whatever. The point being is I think I'm kind of at a point where I'm ready to play around exactly... I feel like I'm at a point where I'm going to start experimenting around more with my upload schedules. Try to find some way to get a little more time to do the things I really want to do, but kind of just put on the back burner so I actually feel more productive by making more videos and the like. How that exactly is all gonna boil down to in the end is still up in the air, but I'm ever so confident that I'm gonna, at the very least, finish up this series. Now, this feels a little redundant. Can't quite put my finger on it. There's just something about the way animation looks, and I guess it's more so just that the animation for Tailwind itself looks so much better than the Shadow Breeze, even though they're relatively the same thing, minus one being Shadow. I wonder if it would be safe to go for an overheat again. Dang. Of all times not to have the Pokemon with Moonblast out here. The cool thing to talk about is probably by the time you're seeing this, I'll be back to work on Dawn of Jin. I guess it's neutral. I'm actually kind of surprised that it went for Psychic Fang with one Dark type out on the field and my Dragon Fairy. I'm kind of surprised how many Sharpedos I've seen with Psychic Fangs in general. It's almost like a flex, because I feel like Ice Fang would be so much more practical than Psychic Fang on a Sharpedo, and yet it seems like every Sharpedo I run into would prefer using Psychic Fang over Ice Fang. Alright, I'll be honest, I forget exactly if it's 1 bar down or 2 bars. I think it's 2 bars down before the Shadow Pokemon actually starts gaining experience. Like, you can't actually receive the experience until you Purify, but there's a nuance that I've noticed not every single person that plays this game is aware of, where... is Air Slash a 2 range move? It's been so long I don't exactly remember. Nope, it's 1 range. Well, that's right, it's the flinching one, so it would be kind of ridiculous if it hit both Pokemon and flinch. Well, that was coming eventually. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't happen now. Alright. The important thing is that the Sharpedo's out here. It's kind of getting scary without the speed boost, to be perfectly honest. Hold on. And here I thought Flame Chomp would be in the clear just because I got rid of the scary water type. Welp. Well, this seems, if nothing else, is a good prominent moment to get Ellie out here. Got an Earthquake with that Muck's name on it. Or should I say that Muck's got my... You know what? Pretend I didn't even bother. definitely getting up in the Millennium because I definitely feel the grass type move coming. Yep, that's a fine. Ready to disable this thing. Wow. Why are so many people afraid to attack Ellie? Well, that did not do nearly as much as I was expecting, but at least I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I get Earthquake, and you know what? They're more so for my balloon, but what's the point of bringing all these antidotes if I don't use one every now and then? But yeah, like, I want to give myself more time to finish up Dawn Jin. Got some video essay ideas. The craziest thing, I might as well say now in case I never actually go through with it, I don't know what came over me, but I rolled out an entire Pokédex for the new Legends game, even though we literally have nothing about it besides the initial trailer, at least at the time of recording this video. But yeah, I did it anyways, and I'm just not quite sure how to share it with the internet. Kind of want to like take another look over it and find it, but like, I don't know, I feel like a video would be too much work for it, but yeah, it's not really just like something that would really, I feel like I could give proper justice just by doing something like uploading the spreadsheet onto social media, especially because I don't really use Twitter, and Twitter seems to be, despite everything wrong with Twitter, it seems to be the only one that most people still pay attention to. Who knows, maybe by the time you see this, I'll already figure out how I want to share that. My biggest fear is just putting all that time into making it, and not even getting a chance to share it before it becomes completely outdated. That's kind of the whole reason why I was trying to avoid that particular nature of speculative content. Can I call it that? Anyways, I guess we'll just catch this cat turn and see what comes out from it. I don't even want to talk too much about the process I went through with making that Pokédex, because that all seems like stuff I should save for the video to make it more interesting, assuming video-ish stuff becomes a thing. Wow. It's a good thing that there's a healing machine right where we left this thing. Ah. Oh hey, I just realized I can put you to sleep now at the very least. Let me get a little sip. But yeah, I think the one thing I'll say now is I put way too much time into it. Like, there's one night that I was just sitting down messing around with it for 2 to 3 hours. I don't know why I put that much time into this. But this thing that exists. Well, at least I unlocked the PC, so I could throw another Pokemon onto the Purification Chamber. But let's see what we have to work with here. Shell Hunter. I guess it would be a decent replacement for Balloon, but I have Spore that beats. Oh man, yeah, with an 85% accuracy. Yeah, you're just gonna go in the Purification Chamber. Let's keep pushing onwards. Maybe I should cut and save, but meh. I also was thinking maybe I should have gone back and stock up on Pokeballs in between parts, but... Dear... I hope you are doing well. I wrote you a haiku poem. It's Team Snag'em Goons. Right. Right, they changed it in this mod. Who wants to bet that ruins the haiku? Sorry. Let me just read the frickin' haiku. I hope you are well. I wrote haiku poem. If Snag'em Gang Goons Cause trouble in the desert. Go and sandbag them. Sorry, I'm just kind of speechless. A little bit all over the place with the haiku. My conflicting feelings about being honest and not coming off too hard on this mod that I really like otherwise besides the writing. Is she really gonna just let me walk up, take this TM, and run? I'm getting deja vu to when I LP'd this game like 14 years ago. Ooh. Didn't think that the game would actually give us this, of all things. Flame Chomp can get the move? Does Ellie still have Poison Jab? Do I want to risk that though? I guess I have plenty of safe options. And if I just need a Gamut, could just go for it. And if I want to go safe instead, I could just go for any of the other moves I have. Plus, Poison Jab's not too far away if I want to swap back, I suppose. In fact, maybe we can try it out on this guard, who's doing a terrible job at her job. Yeah, where are we at? I think I know we're at least at 12 years, but it's probably closer to 14 when I first did that first Let's Play all that time ago. Man, the time sure flies. Playthroughs get outdated, I start on listing them because I'm a little concerned. Not that I don't mind sharing them, but I'm a little concerned about the algorithm throwing an old LP into viewers' faces. And I know most people don't read the dates of the videos they watch. Oh man, it's been so long since anything has even left a dent on Ellie. I completely forgot about Sturdy. Oh right, I completely forgot I gave you the Aurora filter instead of the Assault Vest. Well, it's good to see Sturdy get some use. Well, speaking of Whelp, I could Earthquake again, but shouldn't really trust my luck with Double Protect. Remember when they need an all or nothing Gambit? And that might give a reason to have Gunk Shock over Poison Jab? Both of these moves are super effective. Only one of them I think is going to do enough damage to have a merit to it. You know what? Yeah, get out of here, my friend. It's probably going to do a ground type move against you. If not Earthquake, then something else. Well, that's why I said a Gambit move. Nice to know ya, Ellie. You gave it your honest best. Stone Edge, really? That was gonna be your all or nothing assault against the Jolteon? Why do I feel suspicious? Well, not me feeling suspicious, but there's a suspicious air in this volcanic cave. Volcanic. I wasn't even... I know how to pronounce volcano. I know there's a lot of things I don't know how to pronounce. But that's not one that I struggle with. the reason I acted the way I did was I was in the middle of saying Volcano and Volcanic, and that's just the way that it came out. Not sure what more there is to it than that. Did I even go over everything I wanted to say in the beginning? There's a use of a Stone Edge. I'm gonna be running back to the healing machine after every single fight, aren't I? And I was gonna save this for the video, but you know, it's not gonna leave my head until I bring it up. Let me pick out my moves first. This is kind of a big deal. Yeah, this would be a good time to unlock that fourth move. Sure would be. Huh. When I saw the Iron Head, I went, oh no, my fairy type. And yet here we are. Wow, Manti is just really trooping through it all. And I really could use a move that attacks 2 Pokemon at a time, like now. Down with you. Yeah, I'm never gonna get this story out of my head, am I? I was basically trying to pedal back to the Kalos thing. Dang, did I really not outspeed a Torkoal? It's a Torkoal! It's gonna be all cheeky and disable a Solar Beam before it could attack with the Solar Beam. Yeah, here I am, like, sitting down with only half my team remaining already. The best part is that this is an optional fight, so there probably isn't a single Shadow Pokemon on it. You are dragons, so it shouldn't hurt too bad. But I do gotta worry about the paralyzation chance. I guess I'll give it a shot anyways. Come on, no. Okay, good. Anyways, Kalos Pokedex stuff. Like, I guess part of the reason why I'm hesitant to share it, kind of don't want it to become big because I feel like people are gonna just criticize it with the way the Pokemon community is. Because as much fun as I had making it, I feel like there would be a lot of room for criticism with it. Mostly just because of reasons that I'll go into once I backtrack to heal up in that. And everyone gets purified along the way. Can Jolene get Sucker Punch? No, but it can probably get Shadow Ball. Wait. Protect's not something I can just TM back. Who am I kidding? I could probably dodge all these guys. Oh, the irony. Well, that's fine. This gives me a good opportunity to actually finish the story I was going to bring up. Like, I was a bit hesitant to actually go... I've been debating of even just, like, making a video for the whole Legends Kalos Pokedex thing, but just leaving it unlisted because I'm that untrustworthy of how the internet will receive it. Knowing my luck, it'll go viral and people will hate on it just because it doesn't have the Pokemon that they want on it, even though it's just all my own fan speculation. It seems like the two big things I think, or at least I'm concerned that people have beef with, is one, I kind of went into it with the mindset of prioritizing all the Pokemon that previously had Megas, and were part of the Kalos Pokedex. Basically, there's a lot of prerequisites. Why can't I say prerequisites? There's a lot of self-imposed rules that I put on myself, more so for the fun of it, to have a better match the previous Legends game, because my current speculation is that I'll be prioritizing all the Pokemon that were exclusive or premiered in the Kalos region, which is a no-brainer to me. And I feel like it would also be a wasted opportunity to not bring back all the Megas, so that kind of already puts a big dent in the Pokedex in of itself, because I have to not only include every Pokemon that has previously had a Mega, but all of its pre-evolved forms and related families. And there's like things like... So luckily Kalos doesn't have too much reliance on old Pokedex, minus Eevee. The bad news is that Eevee has so many other evolutions that kind of takes up a good chunk of the Pokedex in and of itself. And if that wasn't enough, I'm also going in the mindset of this will be a perfect opportunity to bring back Pokemon that have never appeared on a Switch game, and even have a few slots on reserve for Pokemon that were, up to this point, exclusive to Sword and Shield. It just feels like a good time to bring them back as well, but it'd be kind of harder for them to fit into the Kalos deck. I have an idea, but that's something I should save for the video. And I'm also trying to make it a smaller dex because Legends Arceus has a small dex. I was originally going to go 250, which is pretty much the same Pokedex length as... Yeah, I was going to originally go with 250, so it'll be almost the same length as the Pokedex from the original Legends Arceus game, but there's so many... But just, even with Kalos being a small Pokedex and not introducing nearly as many Pokemon, when you add the Megas in, and that kind of brings it back up to the same amount of new Pokemon that as a lot of other Pokemon games are like. So that's around about. So between that and we wanted to make sure that I leave slots for Pokemon that haven't appeared on a Switch game yet, that felt a little tight, so I did expand it to 300. Well, the good news is if I want more Shadow Pokemon to play around with, there's plenty of room to go around, plenty of Pokemon to purify here and now. And yes, I'll admit I kind of was just gonna sneak on by and grab that chest, but that's fine because we got more battles to go through. I think the big worry I have about people hating my fan Pokedex for the Kalos region is, looking back, I noticed that in the original Legends Arceus they were pretty reserved with new Pokemon, like with Pokemon that made a premiere after the Sinnoh Days games were initially released. There's a small handful, but they all were repurposed into Hisui Pokemon. So what I want to do for my fan decks is to replicate that, but that means I pretty much turn down any opportunity to introduce a new Mega Evolution for anything after the Kalos region. So Sun and Moon, Galar, and Hisui. The fact that this game brings back Mega would be a perfect opportunity to play around with some of those Megas, but if we're following the format of the previous Legends game, then I'd just be passing up on all those Pokemon in particular. And for some reason I'm worried about people being mad at me for that, even though this is just my own fan speculation. I don't know. The Pokemon community is big, and when you got a big community, there's a lot of room for YouTube to push the video towards people who wouldn't really actually enjoy your video in the first place. They just assume that you enjoy it because you've already watched similar things. I guess that's just my biggest fear about making a video about all that. Like, I want it to be cool for... It's kind of like I don't want to be known as a guy. I don't want it to be... There's a lot of weird, conflicting feelings about it. And basically it boils down to, like, yes, it'd be a good thing if people really enjoyed it, but I don't want it to be the thing that I'm known for. And I hate to admit it. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm ready to interact with the Pokemon community. I know I do a lot of side stuff, but there's stuff that I consider under the radar, like... Who outside of Pokemon XD fans really didn't care about Pokemon XD mod in 2023? And honestly, for a while, Legends Arceus was a niche thing to me. Like, felt like the general Pokemon community moved on from Legends Arceus as soon as Scarlet and Violet came out, which just kind of left me in a nice, cozy, safe space to keep playing around and commentating in that game. But now everyone's coming back to Pokemon Legends because there's a new Pokemon Legends game. Also, I'm glad it did so little damage because I'm not sure if this was actually getting... I'm not sure if knocking out the non-Shadow Pokemon was really part of the game plan. Kind of part of the reason why I don't even bother to interact on Twitter too. As far as I know, Blue Sky, I feel a lot more comfortable on Blue Sky, so with a few exceptions, I think that's where I'm generally going to keep my overall opinion at. And saving Twitter mostly just to promote videos and other things that I upload. It's kind of a shame because, like, I'm not sure if how many people I actually follow or follow me that actually even bother with Blue Sky. So there's this weird back and forth of, do I bother with Blue? Do I post more on Twitter because that's where people see what I have to say, or do I just stick to the space that I'm comfortable with? I'm checking the Bluebird, or excuse me, the X platform already frequently enough. Not even on a daily basis, but enough. Because as nice as Blue Sky is, it's just... It feels like if you want to keep up with current events, you still have to check up on Twitter on top of that. Man, I was trying to be a cheapskate and just save a netball. Oh man, and I got him so low on health too. But if it broke out that easily, should I even bother? I guess I can throw one more and see how it goes. And if nothing else, I can try to get a little bit more purification off. At least that was my game plan before I forgot that catching a Pokemon takes priority. Yeah, this looks like something that's gonna be real stubborn and not get caught until I use a netball. If even that's enough, because like, it's low health, it's asleep. Also, why did I swap? I feel like I made a really dumb mistake. I should have kept Brelumen. No point using the netball yet. I might as well wait until like Brelumen comes back out here to start using netballs. Because I don't want to waste those. I can buy more Ultra Balls easily enough. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see how this comes out in editing. But I kind of feel like I was all over the place with just like all the social anxiety that I've had as of late. I talked about like how things have gotten better after the mindset that I fell into around January or so. But days like today's kind of make me wonder if I've just fallen right back into the trap. Like, pandemic has still made me quite a bit of the social mess. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I'm ever going to recover from that. I was already very introverted growing up. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. It's the main reason why I'm such a social awkward mess. I felt like I was kind of getting over it, hanging out with local communities and all sorts of good stuff like that before the pandemic, but then I saw the way everyone reacted to it, and it kind of just turned that whole world upside down, and it's a mix. And it just... oh, come on. I thought there was only one trainer in the way, and also I just realized this part's gone on for way too long. No, I think maybe I'll just clear out the area and make my own intros and outros in between. Like, I was all set to actually start to move out and everything too, but then, like, I don't know, I haven't really felt comfortable really going out and socializing with people after pandemic. It's a mixture of... But even more so, I kind of find myself thinking, why should I? Why should I force myself to be someone who I'm not? Just to better bend in with society. When society demanded the extroverted to be more introverted for the safety of others, so many people refuse to change. So why should I force myself to be less introverted when it's not even hurting anyone? That's like a big part of the philosophy that I've had stuck to my mind since the pandemic. There's a bit of toxicity to it, but there's also a bit of truth. That's kind of the problem of why I don't want to let go of it. Yeah, this kind of stuff I'm kind of really not sure if I should even mention on the internet, but I'll see how I feel when editing. It's not the worst thing in the world, it's part of the reason why I like keeping anonymous anyways, at least in terms of identity. It's nice to have my own life. Well, it's sure not gonna need that flamethrower where it went. What I'm gathering from all this is that I shouldn't do any more recording sessions at 9 in the evening. God, that's such a goofy sprite. I know there's a lot of elements from the Shadow Pokemon games that just recycled models from older Pokemon, like Pokemon Stadium and that, resulting in some weird awkward things every now and then. The model is fine, but man, that profile, that face profile for Rapidash. And the worst part is I don't even know what I'm gonna leave in and what I'm gonna leave out of this whole cluster mess of a conversation. This does mean this is as good of opportunity as any to bring up the fact that I think that the little Remoraid that's stuck on Mantine is adorable. Actually looks slightly like a plush, and I just think that's so cute. It looks more plushy than an actual Remoraid, and it'd be cute if that was done on purpose. I kind of doubt it though. Can I just get you out of here? Fantastic. That's the whole reason I gave you the accuracy boosting move in the first place. Wow, talk about overkill. Like, I know you're kind of devastated after disabling your moves, but jeez. Lowering your stats just to get obliterated by... lowering your stats just to do, like, 20 HP, if even that. I don't know. I think you might be in a little bit of trouble. It's fine, because I just sent out a grass type against a fire type. So I kinda have my own sense of trouble to overcome. Psych. I have Spore. I can get you out of the picture long enough before you can become an issue. God, that just didn't even make any sense in my head. Yeah, I guess while I'm kind of going down the saturate, like, I miss the fact that I miss, yeah. It's a shame that I haven't been able to go to conventions since the pandemic came in factor. And after everything that's happened this year, it's pretty much set in stone that I'm never going to go to a convention again. Because, let's just say I lost last string of motivation to even bother with conventions. Man, really? Of course, the one time I decided getting up on a Pokemon. Sure, let's go a while we still can. Yeah, just... Not sure if I... Ugh. Oh hey! The reason I should have attacked the Arcanine! Funny how that's coming back in my face. This battle just needs to end this turn. So... yeah, like, I would need a new motivation to actually go to a convention if I ever go to one again. Like, getting sick is just not worth it as is. But there is honestly, like, only really, like, one thing that I... Seems like every reason I cared about going to convention dropped one by one. So I would kind of need some new inspiration to go there, because like the only convention that's really close enough for me to travel to, I was already like iffy about flying anywhere. And the closest driving the convention that's the closest to driving distance to me requires going across the Canadian border, which I don't know. Just like after the whole pandemic thing, I'm kind of made me kind of nervous to cross the border again. I'm sure at this point a lot of that stuff's kind of just like it's gone now, but it's just a matter of being out of that for, let's see, like 3 years at this point. Kind of already makes it a nervous wreck in of itself. You know, if I'm not mistaken, there's one more of these fools that I gotta deal with. No, I can just grab the chest. Good. I wasn't sure if I had an enemy to handle anymore. Alright, that's the end of that. That I can definitely save for another day, because like this recording session is weird. I can tell already. Like it's definitely I'm over an hour at this point, so it's definitely gonna be multiple episodes. But I'm convinced that once I'm done recording this, which will be when I've cleared out this room, I'm just going to bed, and if I want to record more, I'll just do it tomorrow. So I don't know if this will be enough for 2 episodes, but it's definitely way more than enough for 1 episode. But I guess that's a problem for me in the future. Alright, Miles, what you got? I feel a surprising lack of shadow Pokemon to collect from this area, despite all the mandatory paths I've been through so far. Oh, well, we're talking about iffy profiles. Man, Onyx. My dear friend Onyx. I wish there's... What would be the best way to test to see if the Zoomerol had Zapzipper or not? Because... That's right, I got rid of C-Bomb for Woodhammer. For good reason, but... Well, if all goes well, Heat Wave should block the Aqua Jet. Man, what is it with this AI? Are you afraid I'm gonna just, like, swap the order that Flame Chop and my Breloom are sitting in or something? Yeah, like... My mindset was to go after the one that's quad weak. But the Zoomerol was definitely the bigger threat to worry about. At least that's what I thought until I decided Aqua Jet or Grass type when there was a Fire type thing right next to it. I'm just so nervous about accidentally triggering that stupid Zapzipper. And now I can't tell if it did so little damage because it doesn't have huge power and has the the ability that I'm worried about, or if it was just because I resisted it. Well, I know what I'm doing to Espeon at the very least. Well, YOLO, I guess. I feel like the best way we're gonna find out if the Zoomerol has the ability that makes it immune to Grass move is to use the move that has a Grass type against it. Nice. So far, our last battle's been going pretty swimmingly. Awesome. That works out fantastic for me. And I'm a little low on health, but I think like if I play my cards right, I can just heal back all the damage from the Woodhammer. That's the whole reason for this move pool in the first place, after all. You definitely have Levitate, which means you don't have Sturdy, which is fine by me. Man, if only I had like Protect or something. I guess I could Drain Punch a Magneton. That would also get my health back up real quick. Assuming this Heat Wave doesn't just obliterate anything. Either way, I'm content. There's a lot of pressure to take out that Victory Bell in one hit. Thank you, my friend. Flame Chop is certainly putting in her weight. Got girl power all across the field today. Alright. Now for the moment that I really care about from this battle. What is inside the chest that he's guarding? Yeah, that's for sure. Max Revive. Totally worth it. And you know what? I'm gonna save you from watching the screen flash red for like 5 minutes and just end off the episode here. Next time we meet, we're gonna go back on that left side and take down those two guards that were blocking the elevator. Unless I find out that this episode is too short. In that case, I'll just cut out the outro. And I'll see you all after I heal. If not though, I'll see you all next time. Take care.